Through an XRP exchange-traded fund, ETF, BlackRock is getting ready to bring a lot of money into XRP. A lot of people didn't think BlackRock would ever sign up for an XRP ETF for a while. In the past few months, there has been a lot of talk about it, some of it going back to 2023. BlackRock is going in this direction, and they can't wait to start an XRP ETF. We now have solid information and facts to back this up. Let's start by diving in. Let's quickly look at the bigger picture. Everywhere you look, crypto is getting hot again. People watch it, talk about it, and buy it right away. The market is about to get very hot, which could mean good things for XRP. The cool thing about XRP is this. By market cap, it's the third biggest cryptocurrency right now. Let us take a step back and picture ourselves as Larry Fink at BlackRock. They already put out a Bitcoin ETF, and it did really well. Some say the Ethereum ETF didn't do as well, but BlackRock said it did well. It's still a win even if it doesn't beat the Bitcoin ETF. Still making a difference. I really think that XRP will soon be talked about as the next big ETF, possibly even fighting with Ethereum and maybe even Bitcoin. When it comes to Ethereum, I think it's almost time for it to pass Bitcoin in terms of demand for ETFs. Why? Since part 2 of alt season has begun, things are about to get really exciting. This makes me think about how XRP might be better than both of them. Lots of people have been talking about the idea that XRP might beat Ethereum for years. Also, guess what? In the XRP community, that discussion is still going strong. At the moment, about $15 billion worth of XRP is traded, while $24 billion worth of Ethereum is traded. These days, XRP has been really hot. It has been huge for years and is one of the biggest altcoins out there. XRP has been around for more than 10 years and has always been in the top 10. Everything that XRP has been through with the SEC makes it clear how tough and durable it is. Also, XRP has been doing better than both Ethereum and Bitcoin, which is pretty cool. From the numbers, it looks like XRP is finally breaking out of the pattern of consolidation we've been seeing for weeks. Bitcoin has reached new all-time highs, which is the big breakout we've been waiting for. XRP is coming up fast. The number of trades has gone up by almost 50%, and XRP has had a great year overall. As I already said, XRP has been doing better recently than both Bitcoin and Ethereum. It's clear that a lot of people want XRP right now, especially since it's been growing faster than Bitcoin every year. This is pretty amazing. XRP has also been doing much better than Ethereum. A lot of people have talked about Solana getting an ETF first, but that doesn't really make sense. Take a look. BlackRock and other asset management firms are only interested in making money. It's not about how much you love the technology behind Bitcoin or Ethereum. The key is to figure out where the market is. That's why they pushed for ETFs for Bitcoin and Ethereum. The big players in those areas are known to them. You should know that ETFs have made a lot of money. It could also happen with an XRP ETF. It's interesting to note that XRP is doing better than Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. One thing that shows us is that a lot of people have been buying XRP. Right now, a lot of people are interested in XRP, like Bitcoin and Ethereum. It's the third most valuable cryptocurrency. Over the past year, it's been doing better than almost the whole top 100. What would I think if I worked for BlackRock? Wow, we made a lot of money with the Bitcoin ETF, and the Ethereum ETF wasn't bad either. When is the next big chance? It's clear that XRP stands out. Also, don't forget that there's been a lot of talk lately about demand going up. Wow, check out this from VetX0. The XRP globe is fully lit up. Please take a look at it. 5 minutes were enough time to trade 200 million XRP. This is something I wrote about on the 11th, but it really shows how much people want XRP right now. XRP and even Ripple are getting a lot of attention from big businesses, which is crazy. Even in 2025, people are still calling it a Ripple ETF, even though Ripple and XRP are not the same thing. But putting that aside, it's clear that the XRP system and XRP itself are very interesting to large institutions. For years now, Ripple has even said that institutions are eager to tokenize and start using the XRP system. Some of the biggest names in the game have hired them to work with them. Now for the real question. The government is paying more attention to crypto, and the market is starting to open up more. Where do things go from here? It's clear that big people in the game are paying attention. Also, XRP has been very popular in shopping. It's hard not to think about it now that desire is so high, from both a business and an asset management point of view. It doesn't make sense for BlackRock not to apply for an XRP ETF and start selling it, does it? Even more so now that XRP has broken out against Bitcoin. It's really exciting right now. I think Credible Crypto was the first to point out all the problems we've been having with this and how we kept trying it in June. This past June was mostly about testing that breakout again. But once we got past that barrier, XRP could not be stopped. Now, the most important thing for me to keep an eye on with the XRP BTC pair is whether we can break through those previous highs, especially the May highs. If we could get through those levels, it would mean that we are moving away from the frustratingly low lows and toward higher highs, like the spikes we saw in February and December. XRP needs to make a bigger high on this chart and break out against Bitcoin. How long could this take? That's the big question. I really don't think it will have to wait too long. In fact, there might be a much bigger break against Bitcoin in the next week. Also, Bitcoin's lead could lose the trend line that it is following on the 3-day chart and fall even more. Altcoins would get more attention because of that change, which is why I said it makes perfect sense to file for an XRP ETF right now. Take a look. It's now alt season. This is the best time for altcoins right now. A big player should step up, file for an ETF, and start trading an altcoin ETF right now. People are talking a lot about when the first ETF for altcoins might start trading. A lot of people think it will happen in the third quarter of this year. And to be honest, that's a real chance. But here's the thing, it might also be a message for the market to jump. Take a look. We need to look at this from both sides because this could be a highly bullish move for price action that opens up a lot of liquidity. But it could also be the peak for altcoins or even an older coin. On the one hand, it's exciting and might make things better. On the other hand, it's possible that some people will see it as a sign to sell and make money. I think these ETFs are really cool and have a lot of promise. They make it possible for regular buyers to get crypto assets without having to use a crypto exchange. It's true that some people may still be hesitant after hearing all the bad things about FTX and other problems in the crypto area. They might not know how to use swaps or just don't want to deal with the trouble. No matter what the reason is, these ETFs might be a great way to get more people into the market. Going through a well-known company like BlackRock to buy the ETF is the best way to start with this. Let's talk about XRP ETFs now. Right now, there are 18 applications, and some of them are already live. But here's the catch. A lot of the ones that are still trading are futures ETFs. Plus, they're not really that exciting. Why? As a result, futures ETFs don't make people want the real asset. They don't really make a difference. Spot ETFs are what we're really interested in. Those are the ones to look out for now. There are only 2 live spot XRP ETFs, and they are in Brazil and Canada. But let's be honest, that's not the market in the US. We're still having to wait for something bigger. The main goal is this market. It's just where the money is. It's where the big players are because it has the world's biggest economy. That's why we're focusing on beating it. What does BlackRock plan to do now? That's the big question. This is where things get interesting. BlackRock and XRP were making waves in an old video that RizXRP shared not long ago. In the video, Larry Fink was on Fox News and was asked directly if BlackRock is thinking about making an XRP ETF. He said he couldn't talk about it. What about an XRP ETF? I know you have Ether somewhere. What about XRP? Could you answer that? I can't. You don't want me to. Sure, I'm afraid I can't. Okay, they're making fun of me. Thanks, Charlie. He wants to talk about an XRP ETF, so why won't he? What's going on? There's been talk about this question for years, especially since this is an old conversation. But really, why is he avoiding it? Does something seem wrong here? Or maybe they're going to use XRP, and that could be causing a problem. Or is it something else? A lot of people think that the SEC case could still be the reason why these ETFs aren't moving forward.
Remember that big news that Brad Garlinghouse gave us on June 27th? The SEC has hinted that they might drop their appeal as well, and Ripple has already dropped